Majordomo Grinder Mage, Season 16, Part 5. Just coming off the win against the Echo Fatigue Mage. Echo Grinder Mage. It was a really intense match, that one. Because it's not a match that I have fought too many times with this deck, but so long as you understand the basics of how Mage works, you stand a pretty good chance to win every mirror game against similar types of control deck. Now, Hunter is one of our stronger matchups. We always enjoy seeing the Hunter. The more aggressive, the better it is for us. We mulligan for Zombie Chose, Mad Scientist. Alkali Pain is okay, but Sheep will probably be a little bit better. This is a fine keep here. Excellent. And if I may say, Explosive Sheep is one of the coolest gold edition cards. Subtle, but just really, really neat looking. You know, I like the gold cards where they don't go over the top with special effects, but they just focus on the little details that matter. So this is pretty nice. He doesn't have any efficient ways to deal here except to use a weapon. Oh, and he had exactly that too. Good for him. Okay, okay, okay. Good for him. Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, now I'm not so excited to play the Mad Scientist because we have two traps in hand and we just saw one trap, so um, mm. But then again, I guess this is okay. I don't really want to do the Explosive Sheep ping. That's going to be an explosive trap. I'm almost sure of that bunch. He has had an excellent start, but it's all for naught. It's all futile because this deck, Majordomo Grinder, it just takes a complete dump on Hunter. It's really, really hard for them to win. These secrets here make it almost impossible. They'd have to run Flare to beat us. Or Mystic Kazan. I mean, Aggro Hunter really stands no chance, really. This is okay. Yeah, I think we can just come after him now, to be honest. He can't really kill us. I mean, look at this. You know, yeah, he can't kill us. Ever. So, let's just go murder his ass. No. What are you going to do? I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? Not only did he not come close to winning, when you look at the fact that we still had those two secrets, he was so far from winning that, you know, I'm here to tell you, Majordomo Grinder Mage, you almost cannot lose to a hunter that's very aggressive hunter. A lot of people have their doubts about Majordomo Grinder Mage against more aggressive decks, particularly the hunter. And what I would say to that is, if you know how to play the deck, you're gonna win basically like 95% of those games. I can't remember the last time I lost to a hunter with this deck. It would have to really be a control-orientated hunter that ran some really weird cards, like maybe Feign Death and Sylvanas or something like that. But that's a pretty standard example of how you deal with aggro hunter. So I think that I'm going to wrap it up for tonight with Majordomo Mage. So I went 5 wins tonight with 2 losses. There were 2 games I did not record and air. So I can go ahead and mention real quick what those 2 games were. So one game was against actually another Majordomo Mage, if you could believe that. And it was kind of a game where I drew really poorly, and he got his Majordomo on the field, turned into Ragnaros, was able to Alexstrasza himself back up to 15, and I really couldn't get anything going because my Majordomo was at the bottom of my deck, and I just couldn't compete, and it just kind of came down to card draws. The other game that I lost was against a Zoo deck. It was against the Zoolock deck. And basically what happened there was I just really had terrible mulligans. You know, I had like Majordomo, Alexstrasza, Ragnaros in my opening hand. I didn't mulligan anything that could have stopped his onslaught, and he just loaded the board with, you know, a bunch of sticky minions and minions that were dealing a lot of damage. And it just lost in a few turns, to be honest. So to that, I would say that this is still a card game at its core. So, you know, if you have bad luck, don't despair. You know, don't fret and, you know, go, oh, well, shoot, you know, this deck doesn't work. No, bad luck actually happens, and sometimes you lose a game, and it's due to no fault of your own. You just, enemy has the right draws, and you don't have the right draws, and you might lose. But this deck is completely capable of going to Legend. It has been to Legend many times from the author who made this deck. Again, I'm going to post his name in the video description. And I've seen others hit Legend with this deck too. So if you want to play something a little interesting and a little bit off meta, and you want to stay competitive at the same time, feel free to give this deck a try. Again, this is not my creation. This came from someone else, but I do enjoy using it every once in a while. And join me for some more examples of how the deck's played later. Alright guys, Marine King out. Have a good night.